Hi, happy Thursday. It's hard to believe it, but today is the eighth piece of cultural insight in a week of 10 pieces of cultural insight in 5 days. So, for those of you who are just joining us, I have in my newsletter every morning, and the link to connect is down at the bottom of the screen here. In my newsletter every morning, I'm sending out a piece of cultural insight, and every day I'm going live at 2:30 on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I'm doing this now, today is September 15th, because I work so much with school leaders, and so much of school leadership and effective school leadership is really about forming a great culture at the beginning of the year that can help carry you through the rest of the year. So it's kind of an exciting thing to do, and kind of gives folks like very discrete, concrete things to do to help their cultural insights. So today I'm going to tackle a very popular question. So anyway, if you want to make sure you don't miss out on tomorrow's, sign up at my newsletter. It's my website. There's a little pop-up on the bottom in bright yellow. Please join, and I'll have some probably synthesis emails coming up in the next few weeks. This is very live, as you can see, as my computer is perched on my rotating chair, which is like rotating. Anyway, we'll stop making you sick. So today I'm going to answer a really popular question that comes to culture issues. So a lot of times culture issues are tied to, let's just call them toxic employees, right? For whatever reason, in whatever way, in whatever shape and form. And often leaders are privy to a lot of information about inappropriate workplace situations, harassment situations, bullying situations, embezzlement situations, like you name it. And people can leave suddenly. And to the rest of the team, it can be like, well, what happened? I was just talking with the leader yesterday. This person is so beloved. People adore them, but like they are a nightmare and the situation is going on. And how is I, as a leader, juggle both some of the maybe HR considerations at play when dealing with an individual employment issue, some of the legal considerations that could be at play, not wanting to expose myself to any risk. How do I handle this? And so I want to tackle that question. So here's what I see a lot of leaders do. Like, oh my gosh, legal, we're talking about legal, we're talking about HR. I can't say anything. And they will have things like a beloved employee leave the school. And it would actually really help if everyone knew that beloved employee had done some super screwed up stuff, because nobody in their right mind would say, yes, that person should be in a school with children. But leaders feel very stuck in the middle between like knowing the truth about the entire situation, as well as feeling like they're stuck between, they can't really communicate that to your team because like there's a big wall of legal and HR in the way. So I want to share with you, this is super quick, one of the tools that I think is best, and I have heard leaders use, I've used many, many times. And what you can do is this, and this, I'm going to give an example. It's in the context of somebody who has left the school, either through their own resignation or through the school or organization's initiative. And so here is what what I have heard folks do that's been very helpful. So they'll say, I'm here today to let you know, at a morning meeting, I want to let you know that Ms. Smith has left the building. And I can't say anything about why that is, like due to considerations for HR and legal. It's a personnel issue. And I know that as personnel, you all appreciate that privacy. Okay, pause. Now, a lot of leaders stop there. Don't stop there. Okay. Because why, Miss Smith? What'd you do? And people, because of human nature, are going to like, oh, must have been something that you did as the leader, or I heard this, or, and by the way, the challenge is that the person leaving can like make all the noise they want. They can say things that are true, that are untrue. And so you as a leader can then feel stuck in an additional way behind this particular one. So what I've heard people do is say this thing, right? We all agree this. What you can't say is, however, I think we can all agree, generally, broadly, not speaking about specifics, but in this particular situation, that consuming illegal substances on the job at a school with building is totally inappropriate. And so just we're agreeing on that. And now with that, let's move on to the next piece. So I don't know that example was the cleanest and clearest because I'm live. I'm like not rehearsing this. I'm not doing this like I would if I were delivering it actually to staff. But it's the idea of, you can say, look, you can kind of give a hint of what's happening, right? Like how many of you were like, oh man, Miss Smith got caught with some illegal substances. Miss Smith was high. Miss Smith was drunk. Like this is not, you're right. That does sound jacked up, right? And so it's not saying what happened specifically. It's not talking about Miss Smith. It's making a statement. I think we can all agree that fill in the blank with inappropriate workplace harassment, workplace harassment, embezzling, whatever, et cetera, is not appropriate, right? I won't be saying any more about this matter. Given that, thank you for, please follow up if you have any concerns about coverage schedule, et cetera, any of that. So that is the piece that is my helpful tool for today. Because, and look, I am not someone who's super afraid of legal stuff. Plenty of times I was specific about the cases. I had checked with our lawyers. I felt like we had clear risk. I felt very in the right. And to me, the cultural ripple effects of letting the departing person control the narrative or letting rumors swirl over was way higher of a risk than like this person ever suing me in court. And by the way, even though they're going to sue me, we have directors and officers insurance. Like it would be for the school's assets, not for my own. And also the school doesn't have any assets. We are a public school in America. Like, what are you talking about? So come at me if you find that lawyer to bring that lawsuit that says you can do that jacked up stuff on the job, given our employment handbook, given our contract. So I'm not afraid of doing that. But I have found that in dicey situations that are tricky, that are really complicated, when you don't want your staff's energy to be like drawn into what is this and why are people doing this, that's when it can be super helpful to use a general statement like that. So I hope this frame has been helpful. Please sign up if you want for my newsletter at the link below. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for our very last day of going live. All right, take care. Bye-bye.